Hello everyone, my name is Vivian and I'll be taking you on the topic Earth in Space. By the end of this lesson, it's expected that as learners you're able to understand and explain the solar system and its center, the components, the shape and the description of the Earth, the Earth's movement, that's the rotation, and also the revolution part of the Earth's movement, and also you're supposed to understand eclipse, the solar and the lunar eclipse. Now, when we talk about the solar system consists of the sun and all the celestial bodies that travel around it, or the celestial objects that travel around it. An example of a celestial object is the moon, the star. These are examples of celestial objects. Now, the sun is a massive star. It's located at the center of the solar system. Are you following me? It is the source of light and heat energy for the planets. There are eight major components of the solar system. We have Mercury, which is the closest to the sun. We have Venus. We have the Earth, which is where we live. We have Mars, Jupiter, which is the largest, typically the largest. Then Saturn is known for its rings. So when you hear a planet that okay, this planet is known for its ring, just know that that's Saturn. We have the Uranus and we have Neptune. Neptune is the farthest. Moving on to the shape of the Earth. Ancient people have always thought that the Earth is flattened, but scientists have made their research and then it was found out that the Earth is oblate spheroid. It's what we call an oblate spheroid, which means the Earth is spherical. And this means that the Earth is a sphere. It is slightly flattened at the north and southern poles, and then it bulges at the equator. The rotation of the Earth. The rotation of the Earth simply means the spinning of the Earth, that's the going round of the Earth on its imaginary vertical line. Now, this vertical line is called an axis. And then the axis runs from the North Pole to the South Pole. And then the Earth moves from the west to the east. Are you following me now? When it comes to rotation, it takes 24 hours for the Earth to complete one full rotation. Please note that it takes 24 hours for the Earth to complete one full rotation. Now, this movement is what causes day and night. Now, while it has been established that the Earth spins, which is rotation, the Earth also undergoes what we call revolution. Now, in revolution, the Earth moves around its orbit around the sun. This movement is what we call revolution. Now, it takes 365 days and a quarter of a day, for the Earth to move around the sun once. That's 365 days and 6 hours. Now, in the case of a leap year, what happens is it takes 4 years to make a leap year. In these 4 years, the Earth accumulates the 6 hours of each year. 6 hours of each of the 4 years, and then it makes a complete 24 hours. That is why in a leap year we have February 29th, which we don't have in a normal year. Are you following me now? So in the case of a normal year, the Earth moves around the sun, or it goes around the sun for 365 days and a quarter, that's 6 hours, and then in the leap year, it becomes 366 days. Now, moving on to the last outline for this lesson, an eclipse. An eclipse occurs when a celestial body moves into the shadow of another. Now, I've earlier explained that an example of a celestial body is the moon, another example is the star. So, when they block themselves, eclipse occurs. Now, there are two kinds of eclipse. We have solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. In solar eclipse, what happens is that the moon will pass directly between the sun and the earth. It blocks sunlight and it casts a shadow on the earth. So when everywhere is supposed to be shining, it's just 3 p.m. Assume it's just 3 p.m. and everywhere is so dark, that solar eclipse has occurred. Now, lunar eclipse, this occurs when the earth passes directly between the sun and the moon. It casts its shadow on the moon. So when everywhere is supposed to be dark, everywhere will start shining. So that's why in some cases where maybe it's late, it's 10 p.m. and it's shining everywhere, is so bright. So that's Remington solar and lunar eclipse. These pictures here will clearly explain. The first one, solar eclipse occurred. The second one, lunar eclipse occurred. Now, to summarize everything we've covered at the course of this lesson, I'll be highlighting a few things. The first thing I want you to keep to heart is that the sun is the powerhouse. That's it produces light and his energy, and it's at the center of the solar system. The second thing I want you to note is that the Earth is the third planet, and then it has an oblate spheroid shape. It is not flat. Note that the Earth is not flat. Are you following me? Now, rotation happens on an axis. It takes 24 hours, and then that's what causes day and night. Revolution happens in an orbit. It takes 365 and a quarter day. And then that's what creates season. And don't forget that when it comes to a leap year, those quarter hours will accumulate and then form 366 days. That's what makes February 29th. Eclipses are natural results of the Earth's alignments, the moon's alignments, and the sun's alignments. If you've been following from the beginning of this class until now, you should be able to answer these questions properly with no problem at all. At this juncture, we have come to the end of this class. I'd like to say a big thank you to that person that has watched this video to the end. See you in my next class. Bye bye.